I'm Kate, and I have been a newbie coder many, many times over. Some of you are newbie coders today. Welcome. As you go through your journey, you're going to find that there are lots of opinions about what being a good coder means. So let's break that down. First off, contrary to popular photo stock lore, you do not need to be a white man with glasses to be a good coder. Also, your code will never be so good that it jumps out of the computer and like virtually appears before you, like that man in the upper corner. Your code will also never be so good that you are like magically transformed into a rock star or a ninja. Those are very different paths, and you should be wary of people and companies that equate them. But let's get back to you, because you are learning to code, and it might feel a little overwhelming. There's a lot of new syntax, different programs, but you actually already know a lot more than you think you do, because fundamentally, coding is about logic and problem solving. Things I bet y'all know a little bit about. So to the extent you can quell that anxiety about all this new language and syntax in front of you and remember that you already have those building blocks, it's going to make things a little bit easier and go a little bit quicker, especially in the long run. The thing about coding and syntax is that nobody is actually really that good at it. There is this myth of the lone coder genius working in, obviously, his own little box. So what coding actually looks like for almost everyone is Googling, how do I do the thing? It is going to Stack Overflow and seeing how someone else has fixed the error that you just ran into. Sometimes code is literally copying and pasting somebody else's code and making it work for you. Code is a team sport, and you should never feel like a lesser coder because you are using the resources that everybody around you is too. So what is good code? Especially as a newbie, good code is not necessarily the most efficient code, and it might not have fancy functions in it. Code is a tool, and it lets you build a thing. If your code does the thing, it is good code. So good code works. And here's a little secret. Sometimes you don't even know why it works. And that can be okay for a little bit. Good code is also really well documented, because there's no greater gift you can give to your future self than to explain what the hell you were thinking when you wrote that code 6 months ago. Good and also bad code is proudly displayed on GitHub. If you are wondering at what point you should be putting your work out on GitHub, the answer is immediately. So, you are writing good code. You are also absolutely going to make mistakes. I asked 2 coding communities that I'm a part of. Oh wait, those are emojis. They don't come up, I don't know why. Okay, so I asked 2 coding communities that I'm a part of to share some of their mistakes. I got dozens of responses. The main thing is you are going to make typos, and they will cause just hours and days of frustration. You might erase like an essential table from a database. You might take down a website. A couple of days ago, AWS went down, and with it took down like a big portion of the internet. And that was because of a single person making a single typo. So hopefully you are not that person, but you will be making mistakes. And that's okay, because everybody makes mistakes. So, you're writing good code, you're making mistakes, which is totally cool. At what point can you say to yourself, I really feel like a good coder? The answer is, honestly, you might not feel that way. There is not necessarily a point, like a coding level, where imposter syndrome switches off. At least it hasn't for me. So you just have to own it. That means feeling comfortable being uncomfortable. That means knowing that how you feel is not necessarily reflective of your work. And also, importantly, talking about this. Because when we, as a community, talk about these things, we become a better and a more diverse community. And truthfully, the thing about our community is that everybody has been winging it all the time, basically forever. So newbie coders, when you are winging it, know that you are not the only one. This is one of my favorite laptop stickers from data scientists Lauren and Kana in Philadelphia. If there's one message you take away, take this. Also, physically take away. I have these laptop stickers with me, and come find me if you would like them. Thank you.